Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red, and a video today from SSM Clips. Man walks on Fiancée getting plowed on his bed. Shocks her by getting revenge and nailing her best friend. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's give that a chow. Chow time.
So here's a quick one about a guy who truly handles things like a boss. When unfortunately he comes home one day to walk in on his fiancée, his girl of 6 years, his fiancée, not only doing the dirty deed in his house, but doing the dirty deed in his bed. The bed they share. And he handles it like a boss, let me tell you, on multiple fronts. Not only with how he ends a relationship with her, but also a little payback and all that. And I might add, the sweet satisfaction knowing that he's moved on and things aren't going too well for her. And he does one thing wrong, which I'll point out, but that's that. And
that's one thing I like to tell you guys. After a major breakup, divorce, or whatever it is, I know you guys are devastated. I know you guys are in a horrible spot. But as long as you keep stumbling forward and stay confused and keep working on yourself, I can almost guarantee you that you will almost always end up better than where your ex is. Almost. I'm not going to say 100% because you still got to work on yourself. You still got to do the things you need to do. But almost always.
It goes to show you guys, even though we go through hell, we can bounce back and turn things around. And at the end of the day, success is the best revenge. Title.
Damn right.
My girlfriend of 6 years cheated on me, but I got my revenge. And a shout out to Nishad for sending me this story. He says, my fiance cheated on me now 7 months ago. We started dating when I was 23 and she was 22. She was my first love and I thought she would be my only. We've been living together for 3 years and have been engaged for 1 year, but hadn't really planned a wedding yet, but we were going to. We were in a bit of a down in our relationship, but I just thought that every relationship has those times, and I still loved her with all my heart. Looking back, there were signs that she had an affair, but at the time, I really couldn't fathom she would do something like that. Sadly, so many guys say the same thing. They just wouldn't imagine their girl would do that. No, not her. She would tell me if she was upset. She would communicate in a way I understand that she...
I'll tell you the truth, even with my ex-wife, I actually have no clue if she did or not. I just don't even think about it. But there were probably signs that I missed because I was a blue-pilled simp at the time, 100%.
She's upset. And unfortunately, not here. One day I got home early, back from work, around lunchtime, which normally never happened. I knew she had a free day at home and didn't let her know as to kind of surprise her. And maybe we could have lunch together somewhere or something. Well, you got the surprise. When I got home, I saw clothes laying around and heard some noises coming from the bedroom. I already felt something was wrong. With my heart in my throat and legs shaking, I walked up the stairs to the bedroom. The door was slightly open. I saw my girlfriend on her fours with her ass up in the air getting plowed by another guy. Jesus. 6 years. And worse yet, this is his house because he later admits that he owns this place, not her. In his bed. You think she could communicate in a way he understands that maybe they're on a downturn, try to work things out, but no, instead she's having an affair.
Yeah. Oh, she's
they
working
both
it
didn't
out,
notice
all right.
me, clearly. They were facing me with their backs. I just stood there totally in shock for what I think was 5 to 10 seconds, but felt an hour. It's amazing how 5 seconds can feel like an hour. I didn't confront them and walked out of the house, got in the car, and drove to some parking lot. Yeah, you just couldn't believe it. There I just cried the soul out of my body for hours until I totally felt numb. When I got home in the evening, my girlfriend pretended like nothing happened. Hi, honey, how was your day? As cold as I could, I said I wanted to break up. She started crying and asked for an explanation, but I didn't want to give her one and told her I wanted her out of the house in a week and that until that time I would sleep someplace else. I wouldn't have done...
I wouldn't leave my house alone for 10 days for her to do whatever she wants to do with it. Well, let's see what SM says.
Done that. I would have been like, get your shit right now.
Oh, yeah, okay, same.
End of story. And I would tell her, I know what you're fucking doing. Get your shit out of here right now. I'm not going someplace else for another week. But anyhow, the house was in my name, so that helped. I walked away and blocked her on everything and told my closest friends and family what had happened, but asked them to keep that for themselves and to have no contact with my now ex-girlfriend. I could stay at a friend's house for that first week, and when I got home, my girlfriend had left, thankfully. Good.
You're
Glad
lucky.
she left.
Lucky
So,
man.
he does the right thing by telling all his friends and family what actually happened. Well, I'm not sure if he told them we broke up or actually told them the reason they broke up. True. And the thing is, as humiliating as it is, guys, you got to control the narrative. And if something horrible like this happens, you must tell everyone right away what happened in detail. Otherwise, she's going to control the narrative and make you have to be like the villain, and you'll see here in a second. You don't need that drama. And don't give her the satisfaction of winning. That first month was the hardest month of my life. I bet. Shows he's human. I was absolutely heartbroken, and friends and family of my now ex-girlfriend tried to contact me for an explanation, and I got some pretty hateful comments as well.
Of course.
So clearly he didn't tell them what really happened, and therefore he's the bad guy here. That's my point. She gets to look like the victim, and you don't want that. There were times where I just wanted them to F off and reply to them that she cheated and she should get all the hate. So he did eventually tell them. But I just ignored and blocked them. Oh no, he's saying he should have done that, but he didn't. He just ignored and blocked them. The most difficult was when her parents tried to contact me, because over the years I created a strong bond with them and really saw them as my second parents. But I also ignored them. They weren't hateful or anything and just wanted to talk, but I refused. At the end of the day, yeah, if you don't want to tell people what happened, it's your business, but expect drama. This guy needed space. Now listen to this. One of my ex-girlfriend's best friends, let's call her M, and I gotten quite close with each other over the years, and would call her a good friend of mine too. She wanted to get in touch with me a few times, but I refused. But after a month, M contacted me again and said she just wanted to talk. And she actually had an argument with my now ex-girlfriend too, but wouldn't want to tell me why over the phone. I invited her
because she wants some dick
over and eventually told her what had happened and why I broke up with my girlfriend. This girl is certainly persistent. It's amazing to me, these stories where these guys, they have a girlfriend or wife, and they had that friend that, they're acquainted with her because it's the wife or girlfriend's friend. Something bad happens, and that girl swoops in and finds out that she hates that girlfriend or hates that wife for doing what she did to you, and you can figure out what's going to happen next. I also told Em that I knew she must have known about the affair of my ex-girlfriend, and that I understand she didn't want to betray her friend by telling him about me. I didn't really want to be friends with her too. Em then started crying and said she wanted to tell me, and she had felt very conflicted about it. It was also the reason Em and my ex had an argument, as Em had told my ex that she didn't know why I broke up with her, but she deserved it. We talked some longer and ended up sleeping together. She knew. She knew she'd come over there, talk to you, comfort you, comfort you, yeah.
You got worked, my brother. You got worked.
And I would admit the truth, give the waterworks. I was so conflicted. And then he ended up porking her. You know what? She got what she wanted. He got what he wanted. He got to nail her former best friend. Em eventually told my ex, and they aren't really friends anymore, and it kind of broke up their friend group. Of course she went and told her.
That was the whole point.
Don't try to understand women. Women understand women. They hate each other. Al Bundy. Also, I wrote a letter to her parents and my ex explaining everything and telling them I was heartbroken by the situation and that I always had loved them and wished things had been different. I got a lot back and how they understand, and they always thought I was the perfect son-in-law, and they are very disappointed in their daughter and wished me the best. Well, I'm glad he told them, because we had a really good relationship with them, although hard. I'm glad he told them, and now they know. That all was about 5 to 7 months ago, and last week I heard my ex had gotten really depressed and is now in therapy. That's her fault.
Normal.
The best thing maybe is that I don't even really think about her anymore, and I don't really feel hated, resentment, or sadness about her anymore.
That's the best. Indifference. You feel nothing for them.
Well, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. And this guy's just done. And it's kind of amazing that after 7 months, he's there. I mean, if you're with somebody 6 years, it could take you 3 or 4 or 5.
It took me 6 months. I was with my ex-wife for 12. No, we were married for 12 years, so we were together for almost 14 years. So it takes time. Some might take longer than others. I was just focused on other things, so it helped me get over that shit.
5 or 6 years to get over him completely. When I heard that she was depressed, I didn't really care and maybe even felt some sense of pity for her. Smack! Don't feel pity for her. Anyway, 6 months later, I dodged a bullet and I'm happy while she is depressed, having lost a loving partner, friends, and has disappointed parents. Well, you know what? He's allowed to feel a little sad. On the one hand, he's feeling a little bad for her, but on the other hand, he's now thinking, hey, I actually do kind of feel good about this. She deserves it, right? Now, we don't know.
He could have been married and miserable now.
The whole story here, and, he said we were going through a downturn. But the thing is this, if she was truly unhappy, like a lot of these gals are, at some point, you can't have a relationship where everything's going to be amazing and perfect all the time. There's going to be things that are going to come in the way. You can kind of go through a period where maybe one or both parties are becoming complacent. That's when you communicate. Communication is key in a lasting relationship. Communication ain't going to fucking work. And the problem is that women oftentimes don't communicate either at all or communicate in a way that a man
They're going to just leave hints.
Understands. Women typically communicate by dropping hints, speaking innuendos, while guys tend to be more direct. And they think that if he can't understand me, then he doesn't love me, or expect you to be a mind reader. Well, we're not a bunch of Professor Xaviers walking around the ability to read minds, okay? It doesn't work that way. So women need to understand they got to communicate in a way that your guy understands. And don't blame him because he can't fucking read your mind, or he doesn't speak womanese. You got to speak guyese. Or whatever fucking name you want to call for that.
It's called English.
But anyhow, I'm sorry this happened to this guy. But again, a lesson, guys, you pay attention. And you pay attention to the red flags. You look for red flags and all that. And just a good story about a guy who did handle things like a boss.
Shout outs to SSM and shout outs to that man. Knowing his worth. Not settling for pieces of trash like her. And moving on. Congratulations on banging the friend too. Please extract them below. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.